Yeah, how are you everyone? Where are you watching us from? This is the Football News Top 10s and Lifestyle Zone. I go up at the names of RD or Rock and Dave in there. We are coming up with a predicted Arsenal lineup versus a team which goes by names of Liverpool. This is the biggest game of the weekend in there. If at all you really know what the Premier League football is all about, because when you look at the Premier League table, Arsenal is placed 5th and Liverpool is placed, I think Liverpool is placed 3rd into that picking order of the lineup, of the standings of the Premier League right about now. When you look at the table, Liverpool is standing 4th, Arsenal is standing 5th, and if at all Arsenal wins, it's going to go into the top 4 for the very first time. I don't know since when in there, because this season started for them in a very poor way. Liverpool having 22 points, Arsenal having 20 points in there. The difference is the goals. Liverpool has a goal difference of 20, Arsenal has a goal difference of 0, because it started off the season very badly off by conceding 2 goals against Brentford, 2 against Chelsea, and 5 against a side which goes by the names of Man City in there, when Arsenal was given a beating of their lives. Now let's go straight into this predicted lineup. As who do we think Arsenal is really going to start with? Because we know that some players have really gotten their constant startups into the Arsenal lineup from the manager, who goes by names of Mikel Arteta. Goalkeeper, obviously we know that Bernard Leno is out of the picking order of the manager of Arsenal, who goes by names of Mikel Arteta, and obviously we are going to be having Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Aaron Ramsdale came in the summer from Sheffield United, and when he came in through, he was really given a very good welcome in there. Remember, he was bought by Sheffield after United's goalkeeper Dean Henderson went back to Manchester United, and Sheffield said, let us bring in Aaron Ramsdale, because he was in Burnley, and Burnley there was a team that was relegated, and they really bought him at close to £20 million, and Aaron Ramsdale is now at Arsenal in there. Sheffield having been relegated, Mikel Arteta had his eye on this young English international, who really got his debut in there at the English national team against a side which goes by name San Marino, where England slashed them by 10 goals to nil, where Arsenal saw 3 of its best players start, that is Bukayo Saka and a man who goes by the names of Emily Smith-Rowe. And Emily Smith-Rowe scored a goal, Bukayo Saka scored a goal and had an assist onto him, because that second goal that England scored, it was a shot that was deflected in the back of the net by the defender of San Marino, but it was well taken by a man who goes by name Bukayo Saka. So Bernard Leno looks like he's going to leave in January, because there is no more space for him into this so-called Arsenal starting lineup in there. Let's go eyes to what we call the right back of a team which goes by names of Arsenal, as Mikel Arteta is looking to get his win against Liverpool in there. When you look at the right back, Tomiyasu Takehiro in there, coming in from Italy, and he's playing very well in this Arsenal setup in there, and he's too defensive. His only problem is going forward, and his final ball is not yet perfect. Same applies to Aaron Wan-Bissaka of Manchester United, but for him it looks like flying off that line is really something great for him, but we expect lots of more things to come through from him. And I know Arteta is a very good coach, and I think he's going to improve him. The likes of Cedric Soares will really get him to that technique of crossing that ball and moving well towards that line. But he faces deep competition from a man who goes by the names of Sadio Mane. Remember, he's going to mark Sadio Mane, and Sadio Mane plays off the left attacking side of Liverpool in there. So Tomiyasu, we are going to see Tomiyasu versus Sadio Mane. But you know, the coach of Liverpool really is very unpredictable. You never can put in Diego Jota in there to have Firmino, Diego Jota, and Mohamed Salah in there. But we all know that it's going to be Sadio Mane in there. We go to the left back. He's a man returning from injury and having played well in the game of Scotland in those 2 World Cup qualifier games. Scotland played in there. I think he's now fully fit to retain his position at Arsenal. I think it's really going to give Arteta a very big headache in there, because Nuno Tavares had really played very well those games that Tierney was away, and Nuno Tavares showed that he has more potential going forward, by the way, because going forward he cuts inside, because we rarely see Tierney cutting inside, but he always cuts outside and really crossing that ball. But a man who goes by names of Nuno Tavares, for the games that Tierney has been away, he has been playing very, very, very well in there. Do you know what it means? A left back to come in and he's forward at the 18 yards box. You get, it shows you. And how is he forward? He does an X and the defender really puts him down and he's out of action. It's a free kick for a team which goes by names of Arsenal. So I like him. And the only difference that he has with Tierney really brings in crosses that are really lower. You get, the crosses are really high, and Arsenal are not good at scoring those aerial balls in there. But Nuno Tavares is good at bringing in those crosses that are lower in there. So I think it's going to be tricky, but I think Tierney is really going to be the left back that starts into this game of Liverpool because of his experience, and I think Arteta cannot risk the young Portuguese in there to giving him what we call that role in there. We go to the central defenders. We are having Ben White obviously, and Gabriel Magalhaes. Remember, Gabriel Magalhaes got his international call up and he played for his side, which goes by the name of Brazil. And trust me, he's one of the best that I've seen that Arteta has brought to that central defense. And he's building this central defense, as you see, Ben White and Gabriel Magalhaes, to a level that they are not conceding goals. They're really having a very good combination. And sometimes I worry that if at all one of those gets injured, I don't know how Arsenal is going to look, because they look like the options they're having on defense, Rob Holding, Calum Chambers, and Pablo Mari, their options are not yet to the level of really reaching the levels of Gabriel Magalhaes and Ben White. So to me, I really feel like Arsenal has to be praying in there. The good thing is that all of these players are not injury-prone players. Ben White can play for you close to 30 games a season. So if at all he gives you 30 games a season and 8 is away, he would have given you the best out of him, because last season he never even got an injury while at a team which goes by the names of Brighton. The only reason as to why he missed out 2 games was because he was red carded in a certain game and he couldn't feature in those games in there. So it shows you that Gabriel Magalhaes is the real deal. Ben White is a real deal, not an injury-prone player, and the same as Gabriel Magalhaes. After getting that injury while going to the Olympics, and he missed out on the Olympics, ever since returned, he has never gotten an injury again. And from the World Cup qualifiers with Brazil, he is back fully fit. So that is the back four of Arsenal. We expect Tomiyasu right back, Ben White and Gabriel Magalhaes to partner into that central defense, and Tierney to play into the left back position, displacing Nuno Tavares in there, the young Portuguese who is really doing wonders into that position ever since Tierney got an injury. We go to the central midfielders in there, because Arsenal is playing with a 4-2-3-1. He's playing with a downfield pivot, which means he's having 2 sitting midfielders in there. That is Thomas Partey, a man who is returning from injury, who missed out onto the international break. He never played for his team, which goes by names of Ghana in there, and we expect him to start into that down midfield against Lokonga. They are really doing great in there. Their combination is really fantastic and fabulous, I might call it that way, because the way they really communicate really makes me feel like, oh, Arteta is really a very good coach, because Albert Sambi Lokonga and Thomas Partey, both of them are box-to-box midfielders in there, but if at all one is going, one will stay patrolling. You get? So they have a very good communication in between them, and it shows you how Arteta is really good. Getting in a player like Albert Samuel Lokonga at close to, was it 20? I think it was 18 million pounds in there at that rate, and he's coming in at Arsenal and is proving his worth there. And then it shows you how the quality of the manager Mikel Arteta is in there. So the double midfield pivot, He's expected to be having Thomas Partey and Lokonga into that side in there. I don't know what you think about those, but you will really give me your reactions in the comment section below after all this is done. When we go to the central attacking midfielder, that is CMA, Alexandre Lacazette has displaced a man who goes by names of Odegaard in there for you. Odegaard coming in from Real Madrid. He was given to start all those games in there for a team which goes by names of Arsenal in there. And as we speak right about now, he is out of the picking order because a man who goes by names of Lacazette is in the form of his life playing that position in there. Remember, he plays very well behind that so-called lead striker, and him playing as a lead striker most times really is hard for him because he's more less than a Firmino in there. Players like those don't really want to be playing while leading the line. They really want to be playing behind a striker, and this time around Arteta has given it to him and is enjoying it. And ever since it came in through in a game against a side which goes by names of Crystal Palace and equalized while playing that role very well, Arteta has really decided to really give him and to really leave him and play that role ever and ever. Amen in there, and you wait and see in there. So Odegaard is out, and Lacazette is playing very well to that role, and I'm hearing that a new contract is being tabled for him, but I don't know whether he will sign it. But by the way, players like him, each and every time they need a contract or they really want to get another juicy deal, they pull up their stockings. But after being given a deal, you know what happens. You remember what happened to Willian at Chelsea? He never wanted to sign a new deal at Chelsea. What he did was played very well, and Arsenal gave him a juicy deal. Coming in at Arsenal, flop. You get? Flop. So we go to the left attack midfielder, Emily Smith-Rowe. He has scored for Arsenal in the previous 3 games in there, and he scored onto his first start for England in there. That is Emily Smith-Rowe in there for you for Arsenal, really looking great in there. I really like this lad. He's direct. He's like the Chelsea. You know how Chelsea plays? Chelsea, the Italian who plays for Juventus. This is the real guy in there. And I think with the very, very good guidance of Mikel Arteta of grooming talent, because he was with Pep Guardiola and saw Pep grooming very many good talent in there, I think he's really going to benefit out of this in here onto the football news, top 10s and lifestyle zone. So he plays on the left attacking side in there, and we go to the right attacking side in there. No question, it's none other than Bukayo Saka, the shirt number 7 of Arsenal in there. He is really the man on the run. He is really the man on the run, and the likes of Pepe. I'm wondering, you see, the mentality of African players and players who grow in Europe. Pepe, Emily Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka have really chased Pepe out of the starting lineup of a team which goes by names of Arsenal. Something that is worrying in there, because I think Pepe is more talented than all of these, but these ones are really efficient. They are efficient. They are players that really play something quick and easily. They don't really do lots to show that we know the game of football. So Pepe is out of the picking order of Arsenal. Reason is simple. He doesn't do the easy thing. He wants to do the hardest thing. He wants to run with the ball. He takes long to cross that ball into the forwards in there. So he does a lot on the ball, which is not at his level. People like Mohamed Salah, they first did what the coach was telling them. Now, after reaching that level of proving themselves when no one doubts them, they can now use the ball anyhowly. You get, because they know that they've proved and they've made their mark in the game of football. That's the problem that Pepe is having. First play the game of football, convince the manager, have those goals and numbers behind you, and then you'll come and do what you want. But at right now, he is being thrown out of the team because of that. These lads, Emily Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka, are really, really doing great in the foot of Mikel Arteta in there. And when you go to the center forward, it's none other than Aubameyang is expected to return in there and lead the line for a team which goes by names of Arsenal. Just 4 goals this season only. We expect him to be scoring more onto the Arsenal game against Liverpool in there, because he is a giant killer. You know that. He is a giant killer in there. That is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go into the comment section and tell us what you think about this lineup that we've given you of Arsenal versus Liverpool. Go into there and tell me what you think. As you see, the system is 4-2-3-1 and the manager is Mikel Arteta with Tomiyasu right back, left back, TIERNEY, central defenders. That is Ben White partnering with Benny White, Albert Sambi Lokonga and Thomas Partey playing into the down midfield pivot, Lacazette playing as a central attacking midfielder, Emily Smith-Rowe playing as a left attacking midfielder, Bukayo Saka playing as a right attacking midfielder, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the captain of the team, leading the line in there. Remember, this game is the last game happening tomorrow in there. Hope we do a watch along for you onto the Football News Top 10s and Lifestyle Zone, and we'll be combined with Rokani Media in there for you. Let's go, eyes, and you guys, I'll leave you here and we see you later. We are coming up with that of Liverpool as they really prepare to take on a side which goes by names of Arsenal. Thank you guys for watching again. Once again, I love you and I send you my greetings from this side, from the African Cover Studios.